Hey y'all, how's it going? I'm trading the ES futures on a 2000 tick chart with a 21 EMA. So I've got the overnight high up here and the overnight low down here. These are our key levels for the day. So I started trading at 8 Central Time, which is around this area right here, just as we started that second leg up. Now we got this uptrend break and a push up to a new high, so that does mean the uptrend is considered played out. Now we do have this measured move in play, so there's a chance the price could try to reach it. Now what happens is we rush below the EMA here. Now if we had gotten a good rush below with two clear legs back retesting the EMA, we could have gotten a failed second entry. And even though this measured move is still in play, all you need is two legs up, and then you can get a good reversal pattern, and it's perfectly fine to take a reversal pattern. But you just don't get a setup for that here. Instead, by the time you're getting this break of this downtrend here, this small downtrend, it's already going sideways immediately after that first leg there. So unfortunately, there's no setup that occurs here. Now we just continue sideways, we push out. Now this is a breakout pullback, but it's not a very good one. It really just breaks out, goes to the side, and pushes back in, then shoots out. It's not like a clear breakout with a good retest or anything. It's just kind of chopping along the top and going in between the trend line, the high. So nothing there, but we do end up pushing on higher here. Now we push out, we start kind of going sideways. Now, even though we're going sideways, if we had gotten a clear entry down here, so we break out of the overnight high, you want to see two attempts to fade before entering the breakout. We could get this first attempt to fade, and then the second attempt down here, but we just don't get any clear way to actually enter on it. This bar is, all the way up here. You don't want to enter all the way up here at that point. You're right into that measured move. It could easily bounce off of it, and what do you know, it does. So unfortunately, no clear entry here. Now, when we push lower here, you have a first entry right off that measured move level, so there's definitely no way to go long here, because when you come off of a major level, like a measured move level, you can expect two attempts down. Now, you might have gotten a scalp out of that, but that's not good enough to go with a good size target. So anyway, we do get a second leg down here. So as soon as that measured move is met, we have that nice spike out of the overnight high, we get two attempts to fade. And so, just like I was saying, over here you want to see two attempts to fade before buying with the breakout. Now we have two clear legs down, measured, and as soon as that measured move was met, we pushed on out, and we pushed back above the EMA. It did chop back below a couple times, and we formed this failed second entry, but it did fit along. I was extending this trend line as it went on. I should have showed this a bit earlier. At first I was extending it a little bit as it goes along just to see how it holds. And ultimately, I dragged it up here and it was fitting along pretty well. Now it's a failed second entry right after this measured move was met, pushing back above. So basically, I'm staying with the bias. It's showing that you already have two attempts to fade. It's pushing back out, so I'm going to stay with the bias. So I like this failed second entry for that reason, which shout out to Kevin. Him and I had the exact same trades today. I just noticed before starting making this video. Now we push on up here. Of course, you can't push the target too far on this. You are near that measured move level, that previous measured move level. So, there's really, you don't want to push your target past that. Even though right now you see it go really far, really go high up, it doesn't mean it's going to work like that next time. Notice as soon as we tap that measured move level right there, it started going sideways. So anyway, we do end up pushing on higher here. We get this leg down here. It's really just one leg down, so no clear way to get in. You can draw it all within this trend. So, it's really just a first entry to me. So, I'm not going to enter on that. Not just going to take a first entry. We do get this higher low, but I want to see stuff that's more big picture. The way I see it is downtrend, break, and you would want to see attempt at a new low, right? This is just too small of an attempt at a new low, so there's really nothing to enter. I would want to see, let me extend that. I would want to see a break and another leg down the same size of this. So let me just draw this out. I would want to see something more like this before entering long, and we just don't get anything like that. So anyway, we push on up here, make this new high, get a first entry long there. Of course, you don't want to take a first entry long. We push on up again, sharp leg down, first entry down to the key entry point, which let me make sure that's exactly right there off of those. So we have one leg down to the key entry point, break, we make a second push down, but it's all held between the EMA and the trend line, getting very choppy, so there's no way you'd want to enter that. I would have wanted to see it break higher up so we could have gotten a more significant leg down off the key entry point, and then we would have been more likely to get a good trade. But nothing set up here. So anyway, we do have a small push up. We break this trend, and so when we break out of this trend at this point here, when we started pushing higher, I was wanting to enter on the second attempt at a new high. So this right here is the first attempt at a new high. I was kind of hoping we would spike up a little bit more and then so we could get a break and then enter on the second attempt at a new high, but we ended up just pushing on lower here. And because once again, which I don't know if I mentioned it in this video yet, but these measured move levels, they act as magnets. These are very important key levels. Really, any trend line acts as a magnet, but the overnight high and overnight low, they act as very strong magnets. Price will consistently return to them day after day, so they are very important levels. Now, where was I? So right here, instead of, spiking up and getting an entry to get in on the second attempt at a new high for this wider uptrend, we just kind of hold below. We push lower here. I wouldn't want to take this. I don't like entering short on the low of a move like that. We just had a sharp push down. But then here, after this leg down, we get two measured legs higher. First entry short, second entry short. Very sharp push below. Plenty of room to the overnight high. Once again, they act as magnets. And we also had this measured move down. So, basically what we could be forming is a two-legged break for this uptrend and then possibly find a long off of this overnight high level on a retest. And so since price is consistently holding under the EMA, it's clearly looking bearish, we can expect the two-legged break to play out. So, you got to use these measured move level, or excuse me, not measured move, I meant to say the overnight levels. You got to use these overnight levels and understand that they do work as magnets, and they're very important to understand. So anyway, we push on lower here, 1-to-1. We don't quite reach that measured move because it uses the support of the overnight high. We push up. Now, if we could have, there's a chance we could have gotten a short off of here. Like if you're in a situation like this and you have a downtrend retesting the overnight high, there isn't much room. But if you can look for a second entry off of this or a lower high off of it, as long as you have room. And in this case, I just pushed on through, and you don't want to enter up here. It's, really, it's not off of any kind of support or resistance, and we kind of just plummet down without a clear entry, and we're retesting again. But we can absolutely soon get something. Like I said, we basically have a two-legged break from this uptrend right here, so we can look to make a new high now on a bigger picture. Just like I was saying right here, how I wanted it to push up and enter on the second attempt at a new high. Now we have a big picture two-legged break, and we can still get something like that on a bigger picture. So let me just draw this out for a visual here. So it's very typical. It's just happening on a bigger picture. We have uptrend, two-legged break. Could very easily push into another leg higher here. We just need to find a good setup to get along with it. So what I'm thinking from here is we could push up and get a failed second entry. Nice big picture one would be nice. Especially given the size of this measured move right here. So that could happen soon. And of course, as we push up and we get the couple attempts down, that would basically act as the second leg at a new low for this downtrend break. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. Kind of a short video, it feels. We're at now almost 9 minutes. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope it helped out in some kind of way, and I'll see you next time.